What's shaking? My name's Cam, welcome back to another video. Listen, a little while ago I made a video providing precise and quite frankly, perfect summaries for almost all of the fantasy books and series that you could possibly imagine. Why? I did it for you, dummy. Look, imagine this. You're walking through a bookstore and you're like, oh cool, is that The Wheel of Time? That book series that was recently adapted into the most well-received fantasy TV show adaptation ever? Is that the same one? I haven't read it, but all my friends have. If only there was a way I could pretend I've read it to look cool. Well, that's where I come in. I am once again going to provide you some very quick and agonizingly accurate summaries for all of the popular fantasy books and book series that you know and love. And to make sure that we really lock it down this time, I've called in backup.
A young woman suddenly gets arthritis and wrinkles and decides that she's too old to live at home. So she shacks up with the slimy guy and his fiery friend in their mobile home.
Scarred orphan boy humble brags about being a rich celebrity to his cripplingly poor redhead best friend for 7 years. Group of small town farm folk go on a quest to get revenge on Amazon for making them all look so lame.
It's about drive, it's about power, it's not about any of those things because it's actually the story of a man who doesn't want to get any more tattoos. But he gets more tattoos and is bullied relentlessly by a Tom Hiddleston fan.
Literally no one ever is going to give you a straight answer as to what this series is about, and neither am I. Fall in love with an ironically epic and violent political fantasy, and then bury the memory of ever reading these books as soon as you watch season 8 of the TV show adaptation.
No! So, Miss Bourne, the mist is pregnant, and it gives birth to a baby named Van, and it gotta be Mist Human. It's written by Boober Snops Nickelbaggin.
Fantasy's buff Ed Sheeran shreds the loot and crushes Coochie on the daily. There's some bad guys and some fighting or whatever, but it's not important.
Hello friends, so really quick, I just had to let you all know about this really fantastic book that I just read. It's called The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. This book was incredible. You could tell that this author did what they set out to do, which was write a fantasy book. There were words. From page 1, there were words. And by the end of the book, I had read almost all of them. I mean, so clearly, this author is a master of his craft, and it's a masterpiece. It pays homage to other things that are fantasy. If you're interested in checking it out, I'll have a purchase link in the description bar down below.
Okay, so Lord of the Rings, I thought I nailed this in the last video when I gave you guys a summary of this series, but apparently you need more. Two small men from a race known as the Hobbits go on a journey only half as long and half as dangerous as what it was like for your parents to walk to school. Apparently. Small Hobbit man named Bilbo gets peer pressured by an old man into hosting dinner for a bunch of loud assholes, and also goes on a journey only half as long and half as dangerous.
Two strangers fall in love after being kidnapped by a cowboy on a beach.
Summer camp filled with the children of Greek gods who have to try and confront the fact that literally all of their parents were most definitely shagging a lot of animals. Look it up. I could talk about the books here, but instead I just want to remind you all that in the game Witcher 3, arguably the most popular of all of the Witcher properties, there is a whole ass side quest where you have to literally help put the ghost of a dead demon baby to peace so that it can become a dead-friendly baby ghost thing. This was a thing that happened.
Things go wrong for a young orphan boy, and then they get worse. Everyone he's ever loved dies, but it turns out he can communicate with animals. Animals also die.
That's it, but hopefully this one does the trick. Now you don't have to waste so much of your time reading those pesky blurbs on the back of books, because the last thing you want when you're picking up a book is having to read. If you liked this video, you should watch the first one I did as well, but better yet, I want to issue a challenge to you. I want you to go down to the comments and leave a comment, a brief comment, terribly describing a fantasy book or series, without telling us the title of that book. And then everyone else, I want you to try and guess what it is. If you like videos about fantasy and horror books, then I hope you stick around, but otherwise, see you in the next one. Catch ya.